But
I can or I cannot.
you can, but they don't offer anything much useful.
Studded helmet is better than what I've got. +3 physical resistance instead of +2 physical resistance. So, inventory, armor, studded helmet.
Are you kidding me? Let's see. The key opens the chest by the Magi encampment next to the Tranquil. It cannot be used until returning to Ostagar after completing the Tainted Blood and the Grey Warden cash quest in the Korcari Wilds. At that point, the Tranquil Mage will have moved. Prior to this, attempting to open the chest will only prompt him to object.
Okay, so we have to finish some other quests before it lets me do that.
Yep.
Okay, can't get anything out of the servants. There's Alistair up there, and the next chest is on the other side of Alistair.
Wait, he's still probably going to tell on you. Jerk.
Oh, because I tried to open it, he's now going to go tell on me?
Probably.
Okay, is there anything I need? What do I need to do now then?
Go talk to Alistair. Nothing else to do.
Nope, nothing else to do. Go talk to Alistair.
What is it now? Haven't Grey Wardens asked more than enough of the circle?
What more have you got going for Alistair?
To deliver a message from the revered mother.
Just Dragon Age redesigned, or?
Desires your presence.
What her reverence desires is of no concern to me. I am busy helping the Grey Wardens, by the King's orders, I might add.
Should I have asked her to write a note?
Tell her I will not be harassed in this manner.
Yes, I was harassing you by delivering a message.
Your glibness does you no credit.
Here I thought we were getting along so well. I was even going to name one of my children after you. The Grumpy One.
Enough. I will speak to the woman if I must. Get out of my way, fool.
You know, one good thing about the Blight is how it brings people together.
He's a snarky one, isn't he?
Yep. Seriously though, what morph have you got for him?
Let's see.
It's like a party. We could all stand in a circle and hold hands. That would give the Darkspawn something to think about. Wait, we haven't met, have we? I don't suppose you happen to be another mage. And that makes you Duncan's new recruit, I suppose. Glad to meet you. As the junior member of the Order, I'll be accompanying you when you prepare for the joining.
Oh, so he's like between Duncan and me.
Yes.
Right, that was the name. You know, it just occurred to me that there have never been many women in the Grey Wardens. I wonder why that is.
So he's intentionally trying to needle people, isn't he?
Yeah, pretty much.
Would that be so terrible? Not that I'm some drooling lecher or anything. Please stop looking at me like that. So I'm curious. Have you ever actually encountered Darkspawn before?
No.
When I fought my first one, I wasn't prepared for how monstrous it was. I can't say I'm looking forward to encountering another. Anyhow, whenever you're ready, let's get back to Duncan. I imagine he's eager to get things started. With the mage. The circle is here at the King's request.
Lost all your conversation options.
Like that one bit.
Then
They just love letting mages know how unwelcome they are.
Then you talk to him again and get a lot of information. If I remember correctly.
A Templar. What's a Templar?
You don't know? Quick version then. The Chantry tries to control mages because they're dangerous. So they keep Templars that train to hunt down and kill apostates. That's what I was being trained as when Duncan recruited me 6 months ago. I'm
Mage
sure
hunter.
the revered mother meant it as an insult,
Pretty much.
sending me as her messenger, and the mage picked right up on that. I never would have agreed to deliver it, but Duncan says we're all to cooperate and get along. Apparently they didn't get the same speech.
About the other
Davith and
recruits.
Sir Jory are here in the camp. Have you met them?
Yes. Yes, I have.
That makes things easy then. They'll both be back with Duncan by
Eh.
then.
Lies. Lies.
You do? Huh. That's a switch. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, lead on.
No, I like him. I like him a lot.
What did he do?
He's snarky. I like snarky.
I know, right? Okay, so once you're done getting all the things,
Nice. Novice. Ooh, flame runes. All sorts of runes. I got runes.
talk to him again.
Talk to him again.
He has
Yes?
information.
Tell me a little about yourself.
As I said, I was trained as a Templar before Duncan recruited me about 6 months ago. The Chantry raised me. And becoming a Templar was a decision made for me a long time ago. Duncan saw I wasn't happy, and figured my training against mages could double for fighting Darkspawn. Now, here I stand, a proud Grey
Yeah,
Warden.
proud.
The Grand
Sure,
Cleric
we'll
wouldn't
call
have
it
let
that.
me go if Duncan never forced the issue. I'll always be grateful to him. It just
You
wasn't
didn't want to
for
join
me.
the Chantry?
I believe in the Maker well enough, but I never wanted to
Well,
devote
gee,
my
who
life
would?
to the Chantry. I
Yeah,
spent
we got
years
this
in that
story
Chantry,
already.
hopelessly resigned to my fate. Duncan was the first person who cared what I wanted.
Once someone
He
starts
risked
talking,
a lot
can
of
you
trouble with the
skip
Grand
to the
Cleric
end?
to help me.
Yeah? What?
Hang on. It's gone quickly enough. I have
But
questions.
This is your first time going through, right? There's a
Tell
lot
me
of
about the Grey
conversation.
Warden. Oh, he does
What
just
would you like
info
to
dumps,
know?
huh?
Ah,
What makes Grey Warden
The warriors
special?
without equal. Darkspawn threatened to destroy the world 4 times over. Each time, the Grey Wardens led mankind to victory. Nobody knows more about Darkspawn, and nobody's better equipped to deal with them. You'll see. Trust me.
Okay. So they're
I
knights and
don't know
heroes?
if I go that far. Duncan says the Grey Wardens do whatever is necessary to protect mankind from Darkspawn.
So they
That
don't fight
means
by the
some
rules.
pretty extreme things.
pretty
Whatever it takes
much.
to bring victory. Well, let's see. Surely you've heard of Weishaupt Fortress? The great eyrie carved into the White Cliffs far off in the Anderfels? That's where the Grey Wardens once kept their griffins. The griffins died out,
Griffins?
however, and our numbers have dwindled since the last blight.
No
There's
more.
only a handful left in Ferelden. A few more in other nations. The others are camped with the King's soldiers in the valley. The King's given us a position of honor at the vanguard, despite our small numbers.
Okay, so the Grey
I think
Wardens
Galen is
are all
actually
have all
excited to
died
ride
out.
into battle with us.
Ah,
Maybe he
yes
thinks that's what his
and
father
no.
would have done. King Marek, Kaelin's father, reaffirmed the power the Grey Wardens would
Okay.
gain rights. In practice, we can't conscript too often without hurting our cause. We were exiled from Ferelden once. Best not to let that happen again.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah,
Learning
don't
new
worry
things
about
all the
it.
time.
You want to ask me about something else?
Learn even more if you had all the DLC.
Of course.
So what's
You
the
want
blight?
the Chantry's version or the truth?
Truth. Well, they've got it in order.
They seldom are.
What's
According to the
Chantry's
Chant of
version?
Light, the Maker imprisoned the old gods underground long ago as punishment for tricking mankind into
I
worshiping
really
them.
like the
The
graphics
old
and what they've
gods
done
still
to
whispered to some men and taught them magic. These men became the Magisters of the Tevinter Empire. The Magisters used their gift to enter the Golden City, tainting it and themselves. They were cast out by the Maker and became the first Darkspawn. They fled underground, bringing their taint to their gods. The tainted old gods were the archdemons who rose from their prisons and led the Darkspawn against the world.
And the
truth is, we don't really know. They come up from the ground, and that's as far as we got.
Okay. So what about the first
it nearly
blight?
wiped us out. When defeated, the Darkspawn flee back underground and seek out another old god to taint, thus bringing another blight.
Where is the archdemon?
We haven't seen it yet.
I bet I know where it is.
People are beginning to think this is just an unusually large Darkspawn raid without an archdemon to unify them. But seriously, the archdemon could be in the wilds or underground. It could be hiding. Just because it hasn't shown itself doesn't mean it isn't out there. They've controlled the
kill the
deep
Darkspawn
roads
when
ever
they're
since they
underground?
defeated the Dwarven kingdoms. Even if we invaded, we can only chase them so far.
Okay, so that's where the dwarves went.
They've
The old
always been
gods were
underground.
dragons, so the stories say. Big ones.
Okay, the old gods were
Intelligent,
dragons.
The Tevinter Empire had big statues of them. Each dragon had a name and a place in the cosmos. It's all very intricate. The archdemons may not be the old gods.
You know what's
They're
fun?
definitely dragons.
We're playing Origins with knowledge of a lot of the lore of later games.
Uh-huh.
That is both fun and frustrating.
Oh, okay. Why are some people
The Grey
so
Wardens
skeptical?
killed so many Darkspawn by the end of the last
Gee, I
fight.
don't know.
People decided they were gone for good.
I have other
Of course.
questions. How did the Grey
We chop off
Wardens
the snake's
defeat
head.
blights?
It's the only way. According to texts, the most famous Grey Warden leader, Garahel, killed the archdemon under
Not allowed to say.
combat at the Battle of Aisley.
Because
to
you
end
don't
the
want
last fight.
spoilers.
Without the archdemon to command them, the Darkspawn
Okay,
flee
you
back
gotta kill the
underground.
archdemon to end the blight.
Yep,
The Grey
that's the
Wardens keep
basic
watch.
version. Yeah.
We feel the Darkspawn when they come. You'll understand after the
Oh,
joining.
what the heck is
If you-
that?
Well, you'll understand.
Oh,
glitchy.
boy.
Start to notice when Darkspawn pour out.
Are
of
you
the
seeing the
wilds and
glitches
taint
too?
everything around them. Just
I'm not
guess.
seeing any glitches.
Okay. Just me then.
On the TV?
Yeah.
That's not good. They're still
Oh, it's
going
okay.
on?
They're gone.
Okay.
They just disappeared all of a sudden.
Thousands.
Just how many
And as long as
Darkspawn
they're
are
gone,
there?
that's fine.
They've had centuries to build up their numbers.
Been centuries.
You want to ask me about something
Who's
else?
to say their numbers aren't in the millions, considering how they're created?
Tell me about the Duncan.
Duncan is the leader of the Grey Wardens in Ferelden, which he would say doesn't mean much, as there aren't many.
Let me
of us
tell you a
here.
secret. There's only one
Yes.
correct answer to
Beyond
this
that,
that will lead to approval
he's a
with
good man.
Alistair.
Okay.
A good judge of character. I owe him a lot. What about you? What do you think of
Now,
him?
I have to say one thing.
Option 2.
But not 4? Interesting.
Not 4.
Not 4, but 4 is, by the way, I owe him as well. He saved me.
Correct. 2 is the only option here that will lead to approval with Alistair.
He seems like a kind man, if firm.
Fair enough. He's done the best he can with what little he has. And that includes me, I guess. You want to ask me about something else?
See, the joining
I
ritual.
wish I could tell you more. Maybe ask me again after Duncan speaks to you about it.
Interesting.
You want to ask me about
Why
something
does
else?
no one want to tell me about the joining ritual?
Ooh, I know why.
The one tomorrow. I'll tell you. It's Tan Loghain we should be looking to win it, not the king. Kaelin just wants his place in history. The Tairn is planning the strategy. That's my opinion, anyway. I guess I should be thankful the king favors us Grey Wardens. But I know who's keeping the lid on the pot.
That's
know,
all
that's
the
a good
questions.
The other Grey Wardens are riding into battle with the king. I don't know if you'll be with them.
I sincerely doubt it. Why is this
We're at the
happening
edge
here?
of the Korcari Wilds, the eye of the Blight Storm, right where the Horde will be coming. Ostagar itself is an excellent defensive position. The Wilders were pushed back from here time and again in ancient days.
Yeah,
I'm
the
sure
Tranquil's
Tan Loghain
totally
has the
gonna
battle
tell on
planned
you.
to the last detail. Still, No blight has ever been defeated with so little cost.
Clearly. And if
Well,
we
that's
fall,
very-
The horde here, Duncan
There will
will
be
spread until it engulfs
very
all of
great
Ferelden.
cost.
Then it will take an alliance of nations to fight it, which would be bad. Neither the king nor the Terran really seems to believe this is a real blight, however.
huh?
My microphone
You want
cord.
to ask me about something else?
I'm allowed to wander around like I usually do.
It's cut me down to the Grey Wardens and this Blight Duncan mentioned, which makes me think that I didn't select an option it wants me to ask.
Nah, you're good.
Okay.
Then let's get a move on, shall we?
Okay, go talk to Duncan, and then I suggest we stop for the night.
Okay.
Well, afternoon? Night?
Yeah.
6-7. But
I
it's
don't
still
have a
so
clock
bright
right
out.
now.
No, it's literally 6:58.
Okay.
Maker above. Hear
Go
the
talk
prayers
to
of
the
your-
Duncan. Hello, the Duncan.
You found Alistair, did you? Good. I'll assume you're ready to begin preparations.
Yes.
Assuming, of course, that you're quite finished riling up mages, Alistair.
What
The
can I say?
Duncan
The
is not
revered mother
thrilled
had
with
books.
Alistair.
The way she wields guilt, they should stick her in the army.
She forced you to sass the mage, did she? We cannot afford to antagonize anyone, Alistair. We don't need to give anyone more ammunition against us.
You're right, Duncan.
You know what I'm
I
kind of wondering? That is
apologize.
completely
Now then.
useless.
Since
What?
you're all here, we can begin.
Where did Duncan
You
get his
four will be
piercing?
heading
Like,
into the
what?
Korcari Wilds
When?
to perform
Why?
2 tasks. The first is to obtain 3 vials of darkspawn blood.
Was it just to
One
look
for each
hella?
recruit.
One. Each recruit needs dark. Oh, I can see where this is going.
Bringing
Yeah.
back any memories?
What
For the
do we need
joining
darkspawn
itself.
blood for?
I'll explain more once you've returned.
Okay, I know the answer.
Surely you could have acquired some blood.
Yeah, I
before
know the
now.
answer to that too.
Yeah, I know,
What's
but
the
it was so
second
funny.
task?
Warden archive in the wilds, abandoned long ago when we could no longer afford to maintain such remote outposts. It has recently come to our attention that some scrolls have been left behind, magically sealed to protect them. Alistair,
Yep.
I want you to retrieve these scrolls if you can.
Find the archive and 3 vials of blood. What kind of scrolls are these?
Old treaties, if you're curious. Promises of
Duncan
support
looks
made
so
to the Grey
tired.
Wardens long
Duncan
ago.
is
They
thinking
were once
ahead.
considered only formalities. With so
Duncan
many
believes
Duncan is a smart
that-
man.
commitments to us.
Duncan
I
believes that
suspect it may
this
be a good
battle
idea
is
to have
going to
something
end
to remind them
poorly,
with.
and we're going to need a massive alliance of nations to fight the Darkspawn.
Or perhaps he just wanted the treaties back just in case. You know, while we were here.
Well, I mean, yeah, probably need them anyway, and if they're
It's
no longer
possible
there,
the scrolls may have been destroyed or even stolen, though the seal's
They're
magic
no
should have
longer
protected
there,
them.
we're all dead.
Only a Grey Warden can break such a seal.
I don't understand. Why leave such things in a ruin if they're so
Also, if Alistair's
It
in
was
charge,
assumed
we're
they
all
would
dead.
someday return. A great many things were assumed that have not held true.
no, this is not part of the joining. The blood is the joining. The scrolls are, you know, just a thing we're going to need for later.
Yeah.
How will we
It will
find
be
the
an
archive?
overgrown ruin by now, but the sealed chest should remain intact. Alistair will guide you to the area you need to search.
Okay, Alistair will guide us.
And
Find
a
the
very
archive
loose
and 3
term.
vials of blood.
Return quickly and safely.
We will.
Then may the Maker watch over your path. I will see you when you return.
And that gives us the quest. 2, 3 quests for the Korcari Wilds.
Yep.
And 4 party members.
Don't even bother equipping Davith or Jory.
Yeah, and we'll, if we're going to quit for the evening, we'll start learning how to manage parties in the next video, okay?
Okay?
Okay, save.
Yes, very important to save.
I'm doing a new save. And, okay. Alright, we'll call it quits for there and we'll record more later.
Okay?
Alright.